So everyone wants to get AI right, but according to the recent MIT study, more than 95% of companies are getting it wrong. Why do we think that is? It's actually not because of the technology, it's because leadership's making mistakes. At Valeri, we work with organizations across industries and across all over the world. And what we see is this: it's the same mistakes repeated over and over again, no matter the size of the company. So today, I want to share with you 11 of the biggest mistakes that we see leaders make when implementing AI and how you can avoid them. So mistake number one, too many leaders start with a tool instead of a problem. They say, let's use ChatGPT or let's buy this AI platform. They don't connect it to a business goal. The result? Expensive experiments that never deliver real impact. The fix is start with the problem and then choose the AI to solve the problem. The next mistake is thinking short and not thinking long-term. Leaders expect AI to transform the business overnight. They don't run a pilot. They don't see the expected results, and they just call it a failure. So the truth is, AI, it's a journey. A pilot is just the start. It's just to develop purpose and then build momentum and learn. Leaders who think in years or months, not just weeks, those are the ones who are successful with AI. Mistake number three, ignoring culture and employee readiness. Leaders underestimate how much of adoption is cultural. Employees often worry, well, if I use AI, is it going to replace me? Or they just don't know how to make it useful in their work. Without training and trust, even the best tech will always fail. Leaders must set the tone. AI is here to empower, it's not here to replace. Mistake four, not validating before scaling. Many leaders either over-engineer AI systems before ever testing them or skip testing entirely and push for the broad rollout. Both paths lead to failure. Over-engineering wastes time and resources. Skipping validation leads to poor adoption, distrust, and tools that don't solve the problem. The smarter path is validation. Start small, test rigorously, gather feedback, and prove value before scaling. Validation isn't just about risk management, it's about opportunity creation. Testing reveals new ideas, employee insights, and better ways to apply AI. Momentum comes from learning and validating, not from rushing or overbuilding. Now, this is one of the worst mistakes, and I've seen it all too often. Leaders hand AI entirely to an IT team or a data team saying, go figure this out. But AI isn't just a technology, it's a business transformation. Handing it to only a technical team and asking these people who are not business first to decide where AI fits into strategy, it's a recipe for disaster. The first implementations of AI should be business-driven, guided by leaders who understand the challenges. They understand the priorities in the business and the outcomes that the company actually cares about. Technical teams, they're great partners, but you don't start there. Mistake six, failing to measure impact. Too many pilots have no clear success metrics. If you don't measure productivity gains, cost savings, or satisfaction improvements, you can't prove value. And if you can't prove value, you can't scale. Leaders who succeed treat AI like any business initiative. They define KPIs, they track them, and they communicate results. Mistake seven, overestimating AI's capabilities. A common mistake is expecting AI to do everything perfectly right out of the box. The truth is AI is powerful, but it's not perfect. It often needs human supervision, fine-tuning, human in the loop, and careful boundaries. Leaders who overestimate its capabilities end up very frustrated, wasted money, and employees lose distrust in the technology. The right approach is realistic ambition. Understand where AI excels and where it needs human judgment and how you fine-tune it to get it to provide the value you need. Mistake eight, overlooking ethics and regulation. Another mistake is ignoring the ethical and regulatory side of AI. Leaders rush to deploy tools, not thinking about data privacy, bias, compliance, or customer trust. The results are you risk your reputation, regulatory fines, and employee distrust. AI implementation must always consider ethics and governance. It's not an afterthought, it's a strategy. Mistake nine, not training. Many companies jump into AI without preparing their teams. They roll out a tool, but employees don't know how to use it. or don't see how it adds value. The outcome is predictable and adoption then stalls. Training, coaching, and giving employees time to experiment are essential. The most successful leaders don't just deliver AI, they invest in building AI capability across the workforce. Mistake 10, confusing ChatGPT with an AI implementation. One of the most common mistakes today is thinking that using ChatGPT is the same as using AI. Yes, it is, and it's a useful tool, but AI implementation inside a business is much deeper. It requires process redesign, integration with existing system, employee adoption, and long-term planning. Treating ChatGPT like an end game of AI leads to just short-term gains and missed opportunities at worst and in the long run. Leaders must understand consumer AI and business AI are not the same. Mistake 11, treating AI as a shortcut, not a collaborator. Some leaders treat AI as a shortcut, a way to bypass thinking. They hand AI the full responsibility for a process like creating content or drafting reports, and no one even reviews the output. This is a mistake. AI is not here to replace humans' input. It's here to extend human capabilities. The best results come from when people use AI as a collaborator, as a co-pilot. That means humans will still think, review, and make decisions, with AI accelerating the process. These are the 11 biggest mistakes leaders make when implementing AI. And notice, none of them really were about the technology. It's about the people. It's about the leadership. Avoid these mistakes, and you'll put your company on the path to sustainable, meaningful AI adoption. At Valeri, we see these patterns every day, from startups to global enterprises. The leaders who succeed are the ones who approach AI with the discipline of culture and a strategy, because AI is just not about the tools you buy. It's about the leadership and how the choices you make impact the results.